In our previous video we went through the conditions of the Egyptian people under the Ottoman Empire realm. We emphasized and went through every aspect of their life and the conditions they suffered, in addition to the socio-cultural stagnation the people suffered. Moreover, we went through the very scarce middle-level educated people represented in El Azhar scientists whom Napoleon utilized for governing Egypt under his will-be-founded Eastern French Kingdom. We have an entire video about Napoleon aspirations and motivations in conquering Egypt. Feel free to check it. Those were the two predominant hierarchies in Egypt. In this video we will get to the top of the pyramid. We will be narrating through the ruling factions of Ottoman Egypt. The foreign minority who controlled the majority, a true example for the proletariatism, the poor peasants who own nothing while the ruling minority robbed them of their very rights of existence and prosper. There were three factions dominating over Egypt. Those three factions were the ruling class of Egypt. Let's go through every faction and describe their practices against Egyptian peasants.
Egypt was under Ottoman realm, however, there were multiple factions and militias in power. First there was the wali or the governor appointed by the Ottoman emperor, the Islamic caliph in peasants' perception. The governor in theory would govern them with Muslim tolerance and equality, however he used to give all the power to his county ethnic Turks. This wali was changed every 2 years, maybe less, in order to decrease the risk of coups and any aspirations of independence from the Ottoman emperor. He will use every day of his term to collect gold in forms of taxes and bounties through harsh taxations and bounties. The wali had reached this position at the beginning from bribing the Ottoman entourage and demonstrating loyalty to the Ottoman emperor and serving his inner court, so he was loyal to the money and was eager to collect from the poor peasants more than the money that brought him at the beginning. This oppression was strengthened by the bricks of the citadel, the only fortified garrison strategically placed overlooking the city from the high grounds of El Mokadam Plateau. We have an entire video describing Cairo and the significance of its chateau in protecting and asserting power over the capital. The citadel was the governor's seat of power and housing garrisons for his militias. Overlooking Cairo where the biggest problem or uprising on the streets of Cairo seems very small as they were high away protected and fortified. Secondly, there was the Mamelukes, who were the de facto rulers of Egypt. The Mamelukes were of mixed ethnicities, mainly Turks, Caucasians and from southern Russia, brought to Egypt by the Ibids and taught Islam, art of war, and they created a dynasty after the Ibids got weaker as they formed the strongest contingents in the Ibid army ranks. The Mamelukes were the de facto rulers of Egypt as they were the most familiar with its geography and demographics, as they ruled over Egypt themselves for more than 2 centuries, and they were very strong and with exceptional and legendary power as they managed to defeat the Mongol hordes and stop their non-hindered expansion from China until Hungary at the site of Ain Gulf, the infamous battle that changed the very course of history. Moreover, the Mameluke did the Crusaders' various raids and campaigns which shifted its direction, attacking Egypt. As they knew that Egypt was the center for the Islamic cause and the strongest warehouse of manpower and vast resources serving the Islamic cause, the Mamelukes were really successful in making Cairo their capital, the heart of Islam and Muslims. And moreover, they defeated the mighty Templars and Hospitallers, conquering Acre in 1291 and outlasting them forever, as they will never to be heard of again in the Middle East or on the international theater. Limiting their influence to the island of Malta, which Napoleon will conquer in 1798 while en route to Egypt. However, at the start of the 16th century their dynasty got weaker and lost series of battles against Selim the Grim, in which concluded their lose of Cairo after Battle of Radhanaya in 1517. The Mamluk dynasty, despite being defeated by the Ottomans in 1517, had a significant presence, and the Ottomans left them to govern and assert power, but under the allegiance to the Ottoman emperor. Together Ottomans and Turks oppressed the peasants, and they were non-tolerating any of whom not paying. Finally, there was the Ottoman militias assigned to Egypt. They were the worst, and they were there as a defense garrison of Egypt against outer threats. However, they used their authority for money and bribes collection from the very people they should protect. Severe brutality was exercised over Egyptian farmers, leading a lot of farmers to escape from their villages, unable to bear the harsh taxation nor bear the persecution of the Sipahi Turkish militias, pillaging, raping and killing for a bounty they saw, called road rights.
Those were the three factions that were in power in Egypt. Egypt was deprived from making any significant development because of those bandits and gangs that led Egypt to a stagnant swap of ideas and thoughts, while the world was developing and industrializing. In the next video we will go through the events of the campaign and we will discuss every aspect of the French campaign on Egypt, the very unique endeavor to its time. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.